Hey everyone, welcome to this special episode of Think Your Way to an Epic Life. Today's episode is more than a podcast, it's a free coaching session. So please just take a moment, take a nice deep breath in, and then let it out slowly. Guys, you're going to get bonus points if you're uber aware of your breathing for the next 30 minutes while we're doing this. I'll explain why, but please just really deep breathe. Most of us don't do that near enough. So, for over 30 years, the only coaching I've allowed myself was through books, audio tapes, a seminar here and there. One-on-one coaching, though, that felt like way too personal, way too vulnerable, even threatening. And looking back, I wish I had started one-on-one coaching decades ago. And here's why. We're all like people that are living inside of a jar, and the directions to us are on the outside of the jar. And in order for us to know how to get ourselves out of the jar, get the lid off, we need someone on the outside who can read the directions, and then they can help us open the lid. And that's what coaching does. And so that's what this episode is helping you to do today, totally for free. But you got to play full out. You've got to really, really want your life to be different enough that you will do this for you. Now, you'll absolutely get value if you're listening in the car or if you're on a walk or something. However, if you can, I'm going to ask you very lovingly to honor yourself. Go somewhere that is quiet. And guys, I know not everybody has just a place wherever. Go get in your car. Do get away to where you can be alone and you can really have this experience. This is an incredible opportunity if you'll use it. And I'm aware that most people don't value what they don't pay for. However, guys, I tell you what, Tony Robbins tapes is what saved me from that lifestyle that I was living. And so, and I didn't have to pay for them. I went and listened to them at someone else's house to be able to have that. So I didn't pay for it, and it absolutely changed my life. And this can be the start of changing your life too. So please just give yourself this gift, get comfortable, be still, let yourself really do the work that most people are really genuinely, totally, completely unwilling to do. You'll get so much more from this episode if you will play full out. Come on, let's play. Let's play. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And so at the end, I will share how you can schedule a completely free one-on-one coaching call. But for now, this episode is your coaching session. So I want you to pretend that you paid a whole bunch of money to get to come to this so that you'll value it enough that you get a lot out of it. So before we go into our first breathing exercise, I want to tell you about something that happened to me when I was preparing for this podcast. So I was sitting in a coffee shop and I was working on this podcast and I was in the zone, right? I'm doing my thing, and the woman sitting next to me, like the bar kind of style coffee shop, she started chatting and she said, "So what are you working on?" And I said, "Oh, I'm outlining an episode for my podcast." And she's kind of like, "Oh, well, cool. How long you been doing that?" And I was a little proud of myself. I said, well, over 3 years, because I hadn't really thought how long it had been. And it's been over 3 years. And then she tilted her head and she kind of said, so are you famous yet? And I kind of like laughed it off and politely answered her. But, she just kept going. She was firing questions at me that were so much less than encouraging. I mean, guys, I'm not kidding you. I don't know this woman, and I'm talking about questions like, do people actually listen to your show? Well, do you make money at it? And well, has it gone viral yet? Those kind of like just, she didn't really say it quite as rudely as I just did. But that tone when somebody is like, you just feel it. They're poking at you. And she was just poking and prodding with these questions. And so the next question was, so what's the goal with all this? Like, where do you actually see it going? And something in me just clicked. I was done. I felt my shoulders all tense up. So I closed my laptop and I said gently but firmly, as a recovering people pleaser, I think I've had enough of this conversation. And so I just started to pack up my stuff. And that is when she looked at me straight in the eyes and said something I'll never forget. I'm not even here. I'm you. I'm your subconscious. I'm the part that wonders if it's too late, if you missed your chance, if your voice matters. I'm the one who questions everything when you're tired. I'm the fear behind that discipline that you're so proud of. I'm the doubt behind your ambition. I just stood there because I've heard that voice before. Haven't we all? That voice that questions our worthiness, our timeline, our progress, our truth. And most of us, we don't even realize that we're listening to it. But that voice, it's not the truth. It's programming. And until you bring it out into the light, it will keep calling the shots from the shadows, and you'll keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again and not understand why you can't break through that glass ceiling. And it's because of all that subconscious. And that's why we're here today. And guys, don't get me wrong, my negative chatterbox, it still shows up now and then. But these days, it barely gets a line in my play, let alone the whole stage. I promise you, there is hope. My motto used to be, life's a witch with a B, and it only gets worse. Literally, that I was so negative. I had so little self-esteem, all of that stuff. And words truly have power. And I'm going to prove that to you today in this podcast. So you've probably heard a lot about breath work lately. I want to ask your permission to join me and to play full out. Guys, no one's watching you. And if someone is, pause this. Come back when you can be alone. Here's why it matters. You are so incredibly valuable. The odds of you being born were 1 in 400 trillion. That means your very existence is a miracle. You're not random. You're here for a reason. And in order to access that reason, to actually rewire your thoughts and reshape your life, you need to bypass your thinking mind. That's what the breath is for. So, thanks for continuing to steadily breathe throughout this podcast. I'm sure none of you forgot, right? So please do that. It works. It matters. I promise you. There's not time to go into all of it, but just for this one time, guys, I used to not do what someone would say if I didn't think it made sense to me. If it didn't seem logical to me, I wouldn't try it. I am the complete opposite now. If someone I respect tells me that something worked, I will try it with an open heart, and I'm begging you to do that for yourself. So, guys, I'm asking you to play full out for you. Check it out, give it a shot, see what it might do for you. And you may be thinking, this lady's crazy, and that's cool. Go ahead, think that. Do whatever you do, but just try it. No one will know. Okay, just try it, and let me know that I'm crazy after you try it full out. Though you got to really try it full out. And there is a bonus to this breathing stuff, right? Because you're cleansing the cells in your body while you're connecting to the 90 to 95% of what literally runs your entire life that we pay very little attention to. Now, humans will hold their breath when they're feeling anger or fear or really any unempowering emotion. And most of us breathe so shallowly that there's no way we're able to access the best of who and what we are. And so we're holding our breath and we're making ourselves less intelligent to deal with whatever is facing us. So please, for you and those you love and care about, take this one tiny step toward living a life by design, not a life by default. Give yourself the gift of truly following along, breathing being present, being curious. Now we're going to get into it. So please be sensible. Do not do these exercises unless you're in a safe place to do so. So I'd recommend lying down with headphones for optimum results or sitting. We do this workshop style. The more you put into this, the more you will get out of it. Now, deep mouth breathing, it activates whole brain thinking. However, if you start to feel a little dizzy, just switch to nasal breathing for a few breaths and then come back to the deep mouth breathing. That really helps us tap into your subconscious, and that's where we're going. We're coaching to the subconscious, to the 90 to 95%. Here's how it works. You're going to take a deep breath in, and then when you think you can't take any more, take another sip in. Get a good deep breath in, and then just let it go. Do it again. Let it go. Now, that is what you do when you think you're dizzy. When you're breathing through your mouth, guys, you get a lot more oxygen, and it really helps you get quicker into that state that will give you the real answers. You have the answers. I couldn't coach you like this without you being here if I didn't know that deep inside of you is the answer. I'm just guiding you to get to go deep inside of you. That's what this is for, okay? So, while you're breathing and you're doing the good deep, and then you're going to be doing that the whole time from here on out. Well, from here, just during these questions we're about to do. So you're going to be doing that, and I'll give you the beginning of a sentence, and then I'm giving you the sentence during that. And then as you exhale, you repeat exactly what you heard me say, and then you just complete the sentence however you want. Whatever comes out, comes out. Now, if nothing comes out, that's okay. That means there's some kind of a block there. If nothing comes out, just take another breath in. Say the beginning of that sentence again, and then whatever comes out, right? And we're going to do this several times. Each sentence, we're going to do this several times. Why? Because the first time it might be really low level answer, but if you keep going and you go deeper, you get deeper answers. So keep breathing while I'm explaining this to you. I'll give you an example to help make it crystal clear. Let's say, oh, and by the way, you don't have to write anything down. You just it's fixing. You're getting fixed by doing this work and by doing this deep thinking, and you're getting rewired. Your brain is being rewired, and it's so cool that we know that scientifically they can see it happening. So you don't need to write your answers down. We're doing everything possible to keep you out of your head. And if you stop and you write down answers, you're going to go back into the left brain thinking, which is part of the problem. You may want to consider closing your eyes just to keep you from being distracted. Some people, if you're really adept at meditation, you won't have any problem doing this. It will be very easy, very instant. However, if you have a really busy mind and you very rarely stop and just really be quiet and behold and be where you are, then we have to use all kinds of tools to get you to your subconscious, right? So I'm giving all of them to you. And if you don't need them all, don't use them all. All right, so keep breathing, and I'm going to give you this example. I would say, when I think of the ocean, and then you breathe in, and as you're exhaling, you say, when I think of the ocean, I think of fish. The second time, you'll say, when I think of the ocean, I think of waves. The third, the fourth, the fifth time, when I think of the ocean, I remember the last vacation I had with my mom before she passed away. You see how it gets deeper? That's what we're going for, is we're going for that deep stuff that you have crammed into this cave that you're afraid to go into. And I used to be afraid to go into it too, and I promise you it's worth it. It cleans it out, and it doesn't hold you back anymore. You get to move forward with your life. So we're going to use that same method today to uncover and transform your thoughts into more empowering and enjoyable ones. Who doesn't want that, right? You have to be with you all the time. Let's make it fun. So Let's try it now. Take a deep breath in. An unempowering thought I've been repeating lately is. Now take another deep breath in. An unempowering thought I've been repeating lately is. Another deep breath in. On the exhale, an unempowering thought I've been repeating lately is. Say it with me, guys. And just say it out loud, whatever comes out. Another deep breath in. An unempowering thought I've been repeating lately is. Okay. We're going to change up sentences now. Take another deep breath in through your mouth as much as you can. Hold it in. On the exhale, say, a belief I'm beginning to question is. A belief I'm beginning to question is. Every time you say the sentence with me, every time. A belief I'm beginning to question is. And then just whatever comes out. Don't judge it. Just say it. Let it come out. A belief I'm beginning to question is. Okay, we're moving on. Another good deep breath in. One way I've been holding myself back is. One way I've been holding myself back is. One way I've been holding myself back is. Another way I've been holding myself back is. One more way I've been holding myself back is. Good job, guys. Take a couple breaths here. Just take a couple breaths. We're almost through with this section, so just take a couple breaths and be here with me. Be fully here. Keep your eyes closed. Really, really think about what you're doing. Just go internal. Take this time for yourself. Don't let those other thoughts come in. If they do, just watch them go by. If I were completely honest with myself, I'd admit. Another deep breath in. If I were completely honest with myself, I'd admit. If I were completely honest with myself, I'd admit. Good job, guys. One more time. If I were completely honest with myself, I'd admit. Okay, another deep breath in. New sentence. A thought that would serve me better is. Good job. Another deep breath in. A thought that would serve me better is. A thought that would serve me better is. A thought that would serve me better is. All right. Let it out. Continue deep breathing just through your nose now. Just kind of relax. I hope that something came up for you that is something that you are going to take a look at, that you are going to face, you're going to deal with. Now let's look at the science behind it all. Your subconscious mind controls 90 to 95% of most of your behavior. And yet most people never consciously interact with it. Your reticular activating system, your RAS, it acts like a filter in your brain. So whatever you tell your brain is important, it's going to find evidence for. For example, you go buy a new car and suddenly you see that car everywhere. You didn't manifest more of them. You trained your brain to notice them. That is why affirmations work. That's why what you say to yourself, either out loud or silently, literally programs what you see and how you feel. Pretty cool. There's a famous study by Dr. Emoto. I hope I said that well. He froze water after exposing it to different words. So the water had been spoken to with kindness. It formed beautiful, symmetrical crystals. Water that had been exposed to hateful words formed distorted and chaotic shapes. And remember, you are mostly water. Words matter. Thoughts matter. Frequencies matter. I'm going to tell you a personal story. There were two people in my life that I didn't have a choice. They were in my life. That's the way it is. I had to face it. I had to deal with it. I couldn't run away from it. And they weren't very kind. Their words were verbally abusive in some ways, and they were threatening. And it was a really incredibly uncomfortable situation that was messing up my life. And then someone introduced me to the Hawaiian practice called Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono. And it's a simple practice where you silently say these four really short little phrases over and over, directed at the other person. And here they are. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I started saying those four phrases over and over while thinking of the person. Sometimes for just a few minutes a day. I did it consistently, and then I kind of forgot about it. Months later, I found myself telling a friend about the practice, and that's when I realized something had changed. Those people had changed. Or more accurately, my relationship with them had changed. What I said silently in my own head completely shifted how they treated me. My thoughts created my reality. If that's true, wouldn't it be true for you too? It was just so wild to me that what I thought in my own head could actually change the way someone else interacted with me. It's just incredible. We have to pay more attention to the words that we're using and the words that we're allowing to get into our brains that are programming us. So let me ask you this. What are your thoughts creating? What reality are you unconsciously reinforcing day after day? What would happen if you stopped trying to change your life and started trying to change your mind? My wish is that this podcast was a benefit to you and that you'll share it with others who could use some practical help taking care of that negative chatterbox. And if you're ready to go deeper, if you're feeling something stirring inside of you, I want to invite you to schedule a real coaching call with me. It's completely free. We'll spend 60 minutes together, just you and I, on Zoom, uncovering the one thought or the one pattern that's really holding you back the most. Just click in the show notes to get on my calendar. And remember, you're not stuck. You're just practiced at thinking in a certain way. It's time to start practicing something new. I believe in you. You wouldn't have listened to this all this way if you didn't know that you needed to do this. Let's go. Let's make it happen. Guys, I want to thank you so much for playing full out. I want to thank you so much that you took the time for yourself, that you cared enough about you to just take this 30 minutes and really do this. Of course, it might be longer than 30 minutes. I'm sorry if that's the case. However, I genuinely want the best for you. And I will tell you that for 34 years, I tried desperately to reprogram myself, and I did. I reprogrammed myself with the 5 to 10% of my conscious mind. When you go into the subconscious, my growth was kind of like that. almost, but I was always going up. It was progress, not perfection, but it was really, really slow progress. And then once I got coaching, once that, I had other people's input, my goodness, the trajectory is so much more rapid. Think about it. Whatever it is you do for a living, if you're really good at it and you have been doing it for however long, and I wanted to learn it. If I came to you and worked with you and you helped me, how much faster would I be able to get to even a level that would keep me in a paycheck? That's what we're talking about. Coaches can really help you. So take a chance, sign up. Peace out. Thank you all.